to deliberate. We all went to lunch, and we thought, you know, it might take a few days, a few weeks. It's a major case. There's no evidence other than this eyewitness whose testimony is really, really shady. Within like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, we were called back and they had found him guilty. From the day Adnan was arrested to the day he was convicted, to the day he was sentenced, to this day he has maintained his innocence. And this is very important to remember. People tend to think that, you know what, a jury of his peers, or not really his peers, a jury of people found him guilty and it must mean something. There are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of innocent people in prison around this country. It doesn't take a lot. It takes one person to say that person did it. And to make sure that you can't save yourself. You don't have an alibi. That's all it takes for you to go to prison, okay? So, for a lot of us, you know, we should think, but for the grace of God, it could happen. It really could happen to anybody. He's maintained his innocence, and the only reason that I have believed him is not, it's important that he's maintained his innocence to me. It's important also. He said it publicly in the courtroom twice. He said it. He never got a chance to speak at his trial. He wanted to testify, and his lawyer said no. And that's very common. Most criminal defense lawyers will say don't testify. Because, you know, the prosecution can really trip you up. He didn't testify. The only 2 times he got the chance to speak was after he was convicted, and they put the handcuffs on him, and he turned around, and he said, Allah knows that I didn't do this. Everything will be okay. And then the second time he got to speak was when he had to say to the sentencing judge that he was innocent. And he still got life plus 30 years. And he was a juvenile at the time, and he had no priors. And it was an unconscionable sentence. And he had no criminal record, no violence. And the 17 years he's been in prison now, he has never had an altercation in prison. He has a pristine record. Anyway, after his conviction, a direct appeal was filed in 2002. A direct appeal can only challenge technical faults in the case, like, you know, during the proceedings, if a judge makes a motion, you want to challenge, the judge makes a ruling, you want to challenge, evidence was admitted that you want to challenge, but you cannot raise new evidence. Now, we found out about Asia McLean right after he was convicted, but you couldn't present that as direct appeal. We had to wait for the post-conviction. 2003, the direct appeal was denied. And then we started, I have letters from Adnan in that time period afterwards where he's talking about how to raise the money for the post-conviction appeal. It took time to raise the money. It took us a number of years to get the money together, to get his first family to have the money. It cost a lot of money. I think so far in Adnan's defense, and I want you guys to think about this, we're all taxpayers here. I think Adnan's defense, we've paid out at least $300,000. $300,000. Right? Is that about right? $300,000, I think, at least. And the state has maybe paid much more, right? I mean, we're spending millions of dollars. They're still fighting this, spending all this money to keep this guy in prison, when it's so obvious that this was all contrived. So they raised the money, and we started looking for a lawyer, and we found Justin Brown, and Justin began preparing. It took him 1.5 years to prepare. He filed the post-conviction petition, I think it was in 2010. We filed the petition in 2010. The hearing wasn't until 2013 or 14. It took years, basically, to get the hearing. At that hearing, Asia didn't come. For those of you who've been following the case, you might know what happened. She didn't come. Of course, we had been waiting all these years to get her in front of a judge. And when she was contacted by Adnan's lawyer, she didn't know what happened. Like much of the community, by the way. When Adnan was convicted, most of the community wasn't at the trial, right? It's like during the work weeks. They don't know what happened in court. They have no idea why he's convicted. They just know he got convicted, so maybe there must be something there. That's all that Asia knew. So Asia didn't know what happened. She contacted the state. The state referred her to Kevin Urich, who was the prosecutor at the time of Adnan's trial. And according to Asia's statements and her new affidavit, the prosecutor himself told her, do not come and testify. Like, you don't need to come. Like, ignore these people, as we're trying to get her to come and repeat what she said in 1999, or 2000. The prosecutor himself, I mean, I called this tampering with a witness. So he prevented her from coming. Then Serial happened and Asia heard it. You know, she heard it. Because of the fact that Asia didn't come, we lost the post-conviction. In in January 2014. We lost 2015. Is this 2016? No. It was 1 year ago, right? Okay, I'm doing an excellent briefing job. I have all my dates in order. I'm so glad I'm not going to be the one litigating this tomorrow. The point is we lost. We lost it because Asia didn't come. Then the following year, Asia heard Serial and she came back. And she said, that's not what happened. I still stand by my statement. And so, we immediately after we lost the appeal, filed something called a leave to appeal the denial of the post-conviction. It's very, very convoluted. But the point is this, that only 1.2% of cases that file that get granted. And alhamdulillah, it was granted. So that's where we are now.